Welcome to my channel Bookish English, and I am Ariel. This might be the most important video you will ever watch for your English. Not because it teaches you more rules, but because it finally shows you why you still cannot speak even after learning so much. You understand English. You recognize words. You even feel ready sometimes. But when the real moment comes, your voice disappears, and your confidence breaks. That ends today. In this video, you will step into real-life situations and learn how to speak without fear, without overthinking, and without waiting to be perfect. This is not just practice. This is your turning point. Stay till the end, and you will feel the change inside you. Chapter 1. First Step Outside. Welcome to the most important beginning of your English journey. Today is not about studying. Today is about living the language. You are stepping into real life with a new awareness. You are not waiting anymore. You are not hiding behind books. You are choosing to act. And this decision alone makes you different from thousands of learners who are still stuck in thinking and waiting. Now you step outside your home. The door closes behind you. The world looks exactly the same. The street is there. People are moving. Cars are passing. Nothing has changed outside, but something has changed inside you. Your mind feels alert. Your attention feels sharper. And suddenly a thought comes. What should I say in English now? This is the moment where most learners stop. This is the moment where fear quietly takes control. But today you will not stop. Today you will answer that question with action. Look around you carefully. Take your time. Do not rush. You see a road in front of you. Say in your mind, "This is a road." You see a man walking past you. Say, "He is walking." You notice a car moving slowly. Say, "The car is moving." These sentences are simple, but they are powerful. Because right now you are not translating. You are not searching for perfect grammar. You are directly connecting your thoughts with English. This is the real starting point of fluency. Now your mind may try to interrupt you. It may say that this is too easy. It may say that this is not enough. But listen carefully. That voice has kept you stuck for a long time. That voice always waits for perfection, and perfection always delays action. Today you are breaking that cycle. Today you are choosing progress over perfection, and that choice will change everything for you. Take one step forward. Now go deeper. Do not only describe what you see, describe what you feel. Say, "The weather feels nice today." Say, "The street looks busy." Say, "I feel a little nervous, but I am trying." Now your English becomes real. Now it becomes personal. You are not just speaking. You are expressing your life. And this is where confidence starts to grow naturally. You continue walking and you notice a small shop. Do not ignore it. Use it. Say, "This is a shop." Say, "The shop is open." Say, "People are buying things." You are not forcing sentences. You are creating them naturally. This is how the brain learns best. You are learning from your environment. You are turning your surroundings into your classroom, and this kind of learning stays with you. At this moment you may feel a little hesitation. You may feel that someone might hear you. You may feel that you could make a mistake. This feeling is normal. Every learner feels this. But understand one thing clearly. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes after speaking. Action builds confidence. Practice removes fear. And right now you are already practicing. Now start using your voice softly. Speak slowly. Speak clearly. Say, "I am walking on the street." Say, "I see people around me." Say, I feel more confident now. Your voice may feel strange. That is completely normal. Your brain is adjusting. Your confidence is growing step by step. Every word you speak is breaking your old silence. Every sentence you say is building your new identity. Now focus on the vocabulary you are using. Words like street, people, walking, busy, quiet, shop, open, see, feel, move. These words are simple, but they are very useful. You can use them in many situations. You can use them every day. You do not need difficult words to speak well. You need useful words that you can use again and again. This is smart learning. This is practical learning. Now think about your progress. A few minutes ago you were silent. Now you are thinking in English. Now you are speaking in English. This is not a small change. This is a powerful shift. And this shift will grow stronger every day if you continue. You do not need more time. You need more consistency. You need more belief. Let me speak directly to you now. You have been waiting for too long. You have been doubting yourself for too long. But today you proved something important. You proved that you can start. You proved that you can speak. You proved that you can move forward, even with simple sentences. And that is exactly how fluency begins. Take a deep breath. Relax your mind. And remember this clearly. You are not learning English to be perfect. You are learning English to express your life. And expression always starts simple. So keep observing. Keep speaking. Keep trusting yourself. Because fluency does not begin with perfection. Fluency begins with courage. And today you showed that courage. Chapter 2. Market Conversation. Confidence. This moment places you in one of the most real and practical environments of daily life, where English is not an idea anymore, it becomes a tool, and your ability to use that tool will decide how confidently you move forward. The market is not silent. The market is not slow. It is full of movement, sound, and interaction. And for a learner, it can feel overwhelming. But this is exactly why this situation is powerful. Because once you learn to speak here, you can speak almost anywhere. You walk into the market and everything feels active. People are talking. Sellers are calling. Buyers are asking questions. Prices are being discussed. You stand there for a moment and your mind becomes busy. You feel that familiar hesitation again. You start thinking, what if I say something wrong? What if I do not understand the answer? What if I feel embarrassed? This is the real problem that most learners face. It is not vocabulary. It is not grammar. It is fear of interaction. And today you will begin to solve that problem. You move closer to a shop. You look at an item. You take a small breath and say, what is the price of this? You speak slowly. You speak clearly. You do not rush. This is your first step. The seller replies, maybe you understand everything. Maybe you understand only a part of it. That is completely fine. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to communicate. If you do not understand, you simply say, please repeat. Or you say it slowly. These sentences are simple, but they are powerful tools. They give you control in the conversation. Now you take another step. You ask, is this cheap or expensive? You ask, do you have another one? You ask, can you show me more? These are natural questions. These are real sentences that people use every day. And as you speak them, something begins to change inside you. Your fear starts to reduce. Your confidence starts to rise. Because your brain is learning that speaking is possible. Speaking is manageable. Speaking is not as difficult as it once felt. At this stage, your mind may still try to hold you back. It may tell you that your sentences are too basic. It may tell you that you need better words. But listen carefully. In real life, Simple communication is powerful communication. People do not expect perfect grammar. People expect clarity. And you are already giving that clarity. That means you are already succeeding. Now let us make your learning even stronger. You focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like price, cheap, expensive, fresh, quantity, money, pay, buy, and sell. These words are not complicated, but they are extremely useful. You can use them in many conversations. You can use them every day. When you learn words in a real situation, your brain remembers them better because those words are connected to experience, not just memory. You continue your interaction. You say, I want this. You say, I need 2 pieces. You say, I will pay now. Notice how your sentences are becoming smoother. Notice how your hesitation is becoming smaller. This is not luck. This is practice. This is the result of action. Every sentence you speak is training your mind. Every interaction you complete is building your confidence. Now think about the biggest fear again. The fear of making mistakes. Let me speak directly to you about this. You will make mistakes. That is natural. That is normal. But mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are your teacher. Every mistake shows you what to improve. Every mistake makes your next sentence better. If you avoid mistakes, you avoid growth. But if you accept mistakes, you grow faster. You are now standing in the market, but something has changed. You are no longer just a silent observer. You are a participant. You are speaking. You are asking. You are understanding. And this is a powerful transformation. Because once you speak in a real situation, your mind begins to trust you. Your confidence becomes real. It becomes stable. Take a moment and realize your progress. You entered the market with fear. You started with hesitation. But now you have spoken. Now you have interacted. Now you have learned. This is how fluency grows. Not in isolation, but in real life. Not in silence, but in action. So carry this confidence with you. Use these simple sentences again and again. Use this vocabulary daily. Do not wait for perfect English. Use your current English. Improve it with practice. And remember this clearly. Communication is more important than perfection. Expression is more important than fear. You are moving forward. You are improving step by step. And every time you choose to speak, you are becoming stronger than your fear. Keep going. Keep practicing. Because this journey is now yours, and you are no longer standing still. Chapter 3. Hotel Check-in Talk. A formal situation now stands in front of you. The environment is calm. The desk is organized. The person at the reception is waiting. Everything looks simple from the outside. But for many English learners, this kind of moment feels serious and heavy. The fear becomes stronger because the place is quiet and professional. There is no crowd to hide behind. There is no time to overthink. You feel that all attention is on you. This is exactly why this situation matters so much. It teaches you how to speak with calmness, clarity, and self-control in a real and practical setting. You walk into the hotel and move toward the reception desk. The receptionist looks at you politely and waits for you to speak. In that moment, your mind may suddenly go blank. This happens to many learners. They know some English, but when the real moment arrives, they freeze. Their thoughts become confused. Their confidence becomes weak. Their fear becomes louder than their voice. But today you will handle this moment differently. Today you will not run from the pressure. Today you will learn how to manage it with simple and useful English. You begin with a clear sentence. You say, I have a booking. If you do not have a booking, you say, I need a room. These sentences are short, but they are strong. They are direct. They are natural. They do not create confusion. They help you start the conversation with confidence. This is very important because the first sentence often decides your emotional state. When your first sentence is clear, your mind becomes calmer. When your mind becomes calmer, the next sentence becomes easier. The receptionist now replies to you. Maybe you understand every word. Maybe you understand only half of it. This is completely normal. You must not panic in this moment. You must not feel ashamed. Real communication does not mean understanding everything instantly. Real communication means staying calm and guiding the conversation when you need help. If you do not understand, you say, please repeat that. You can also say, can you speak slowly, please? These sentences are not signs of weakness. They are signs of practical intelligence. They help you stay in control. They help you continue the interaction without fear. Now the conversation moves forward. The receptionist may ask for your name. The receptionist may ask for your ID. The receptionist may ask how many days you will stay. You answer with simple and clear sentences. You say, my name is Ali. You say, here is my ID. You say, I will stay for 2 nights. Notice what is happening here. You are not trying to sound advanced. You are trying to be clear. And in real life, clarity is more important than complexity. People do not need your perfect grammar. People need your understandable message. At this point, many learners make a mistake. They try to use difficult words because they want to sound impressive. Then they become confused. Their sentences become broken. Their confidence becomes weaker. You will not follow that path. You will choose the smart path. You will use simple English with confidence. You will speak in a natural and controlled way. This approach makes you stronger because it helps your mind stay relaxed and your message stay clear. Now let us look at the vocabulary of this situation. Words like booking, reservation, room, key, reception, stay, ID, and confirm are very useful in hotel conversations. These are practical words. These are real-life words. These are words you can remember easily because they are connected to a clear situation. This is the best way to build vocabulary. You do not just read the words. You use them in context. You connect them with action. And because of that, they stay in your memory for a longer time. The receptionist may now give you more information. You may hear something like, your room is on the 2nd floor, or here is your key card, or breakfast starts at 7. You listen carefully. Then you respond politely. You say, thank you. You say, I understand. You say, that is fine. These responses are simple, but they complete the conversation in a respectful and professional way. Small sentences like these play an important role because they make your communication smoother and more natural. Now think about the emotional side of this experience. You entered the hotel with pressure in your mind. You expected difficulty. You felt that you might fail. But then you spoke. You listened. You answered. You understood enough to continue. This is a powerful moment in your learning journey because it changes your belief about yourself. It teaches you that you do not need perfect English to survive a formal conversation. It teaches you that simple English can serve you well when you speak with calmness and purpose. Let me speak directly to you here. Many learners believe that formal places require perfect English. They believe that one mistake will destroy the conversation. They believe that they must sound advanced to be respected. But that belief is false. Real respect often comes from calm behavior, polite language, and clear expression. When you say simple things clearly, people understand you. When people understand you, the conversation works. And when the conversation works, your confidence grows. This chapter is teaching you more than hotel English. It is teaching you how to stay composed when you feel pressure. It is teaching you how to speak when the environment feels serious. It is teaching you how to handle attention without fear. These are very important life skills. And when you build these skills in English, your progress becomes stronger and more practical. So remember the lesson of this situation very clearly. Start with simple sentences. Listen without panic. Ask for repetition when you need it. Use useful vocabulary. Focus on clarity, not complexity. This is the smart way to speak in formal situations. This is the practical way to build confidence. And this is the kind of learning that truly changes a learner from silent and hesitant into calm and capable. Chapter 4. Asking for directions. A moment of uncertainty now becomes your next opportunity to grow, because getting lost in a place is not only a physical situation, it is also a mental test. And for an English learner, it often feels uncomfortable and stressful. You may find yourself standing on a street where nothing looks familiar, and your mind begins to react with confusion, hesitation, and doubt. You look around and think, how will I ask someone for help in English? What if I do not understand the answer? What if I feel embarrassed? This is a very real fear, and many learners avoid such situations by staying silent. But today you will learn how to turn this moment into a powerful learning experience. You stop for a moment and take a calm breath. You remind yourself that asking for help is not a weakness, it is a skill, and every confident speaker uses this skill in daily life. You see a person standing nearby and you decide to approach them politely. You begin with a simple sentence. You say, "Excuse me, can you help me?" This sentence opens the door to communication. It is respectful, it is clear, and it prepares the other person to listen to you. Now you take the next step and ask your question. You say, "Where is the nearest bank?" Or you say, "How can I go to the bus station?" These sentences are simple, but they are effective, and they allow you to express your need without confusion. The person responds and starts giving directions. At this point, many learners feel nervous because they think they must understand every word perfectly, but this is not true. Real communication is about understanding the main idea, not every single detail. You listen carefully and focus on key words such as left, right, straight, near, far, and corner. These words are very common in directions, and once you recognize them, the message becomes clearer. If something is not clear, you do not panic. You use simple support sentences. You say, "Please repeat." You say, "Can you say it slowly?" You say, "Do I go straight?" These questions help you confirm the information and keep the conversation under your control. Now you begin to process the directions. The person may say, "Go straight, then turn left," or "Walk for 5 minutes, then you will see it on the right." You repeat the key parts in your mind. You can also repeat them softly with your voice. You say, "Go straight, then left." This repetition helps your memory. It also helps your confidence because you are actively engaging with the information instead of feeling lost. At this stage, your mind may still feel a little pressure, but something important has changed. You are not silent anymore. You are not avoiding the situation. You are participating. You are asking. You are understanding. And this is how growth happens. Every time you face a real-life situation and respond with simple English, your confidence becomes stronger.
Yeah.
Let us now focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like left, right, straight, near, far, corner, road, turn, and walk are extremely useful. These words appear again and again in daily conversations. When you learn them in a real situation, they become easy to remember. You are not just reading them, you are using them with purpose. This makes your learning deeper and more practical. Now imagine that you thank the person. You say, "Thank you for your help." This sentence completes the interaction in a polite and respectful way. It also gives you a sense of success because you managed a real conversation from start to finish. You asked a question. You listened to the answer. You confirmed the information. You responded politely. This is a complete communication cycle, and you handled it with simple English.
Yeah.
Take a moment to reflect on this experience. At the beginning, you felt unsure. You felt that asking for directions would be difficult. But now you see a different reality. You see that simple sentences are enough. You see that asking again is acceptable. You see that understanding the main idea is more important than understanding every word. This realization changes your mindset. It removes unnecessary pressure. It makes communication easier.
Yeah.
Let me speak directly to you again. You may have spent a long time believing that you must speak perfectly before you can interact with people. You may have felt that one mistake would make everything worse. But today you experienced something different. You experienced that communication works even when your English is simple. You experienced that people are willing to help. You experienced that you can manage real situations with basic language. This chapter is not only about asking for directions. It is about building courage in uncertain situations. It is about learning how to stay calm when you feel confused. It is about trusting your ability to communicate, even when you do not feel fully ready. And this trust is what will carry you forward in your journey. So remember this clearly. When you feel lost, do not stay silent. When you feel unsure, do not step back. Use simple sentences. Ask clearly. Listen carefully. Confirm when needed. This is how real communication works. This is how confidence grows. And this is how you move from fear to control, one conversation at a time. Chapter 5. Phone Call Practice. This situation feels different from everything you have practiced so far. There is no face in front of you. There are no expressions to guide you. There is only a voice. And for many learners, this makes speaking much more difficult. A phone call removes visual support, and your mind starts to feel pressure. You may think that you cannot understand clearly. You may feel that you cannot respond quickly. This fear is very common, and it stops many learners from using English in real life.
Yeah.
Now imagine that your phone rings. You look at the screen. Your heart beats a little faster. Your mind becomes alert. You know that you must answer. This is the moment where hesitation tries to take control. But today you will not avoid this situation. Today you will learn how to handle it with calmness and simple language.
Yeah.
You answer the call and begin with a clear sentence. You say, "Hello, who is speaking?" Or you say, "Hello, how can I help you?" These sentences are polite and direct. They give you a strong start. They also give your mind a sense of structure. When you begin clearly, your confidence becomes stable. The other person starts speaking. You listen carefully. At first, it may feel fast. It may feel unclear, but you do not panic. You focus on key words. You focus on the main idea. You do not try to understand every single word. Real communication does not require perfect understanding. It requires enough understanding to continue the conversation. If you miss something, you respond calmly. You say, "Can you repeat that, please?" You say, "I did not understand. Please speak slowly." These sentences are very important. They help you stay in control. They show that you are actively participating. They allow the conversation to continue without stress. Now you begin to respond. You use simple and clear sentences. You say, "Yes, I understand." You say, "I will do that." You say, "Please wait for a moment." Notice how your sentences are short but meaningful. You are not trying to sound advanced. You are trying to be clear. And clarity is the most important thing in phone communication. At this stage, your mind may still feel some pressure. You may feel that you are speaking slowly. You may feel that your English is not perfect. But let me tell you something important. Speaking slowly is not a weakness. Speaking slowly is control. It gives you time to think. It gives you time to respond clearly. And it makes your speech easier to understand. Now let us focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like call, speak, wait, message, repeat, understand, hold, and respond are very useful in phone conversations. These words appear again and again. When you use them in real situations, they become natural for you. This is how practical vocabulary is built. Now imagine that you need to give a message. You say, "Please tell him that I called." Or you say, "I will call again later." These sentences are simple, but they are effective. They help you complete the conversation with confidence. You are not struggling, you are communicating. Take a moment and think about what just happened. A phone call that once felt stressful is now manageable. You answered. You listened. You asked for help when needed. You responded clearly. This is a complete communication process, and you handled it using simple English. Let me speak directly to you at this point. You have always believed that phone calls require fast and perfect English. You have always felt that you must respond immediately without hesitation. But today you learned a different approach. You learned that you can slow down. You learned that you can ask for repetition. You learned that you can stay calm and still communicate effectively. This chapter is not only about phone calls. It is about handling situations where you feel less control. It is about trusting your ability to respond even when things are not clear. It is about building confidence in your listening and speaking at the same time. And this confidence will grow stronger with practice. So remember this clearly. Do not fear the phone. Do not avoid calls. Use simple sentences. Ask when you do not understand. Speak slowly and clearly. This is how you build real communication skills. This is how you remove fear step by step. And this is how you become stronger in English, even in situations where you once felt weak. Chapter 6. Meeting new people. A new interaction now begins in a social setting where your English becomes a bridge between you and another human being. This situation is simple in structure, yet it feels deeply personal because you are not only speaking, you are presenting yourself. Many learners feel nervous here because they do not know how to start, how to continue, or how to keep the conversation alive. The mind starts asking difficult questions. What should I say first? What if the conversation stops? What if I feel awkward? These thoughts are natural, but today you will learn how to handle them with clarity and calm confidence. You meet a new person. There is a short moment of silence. This moment often feels longer than it really is. Your mind may start to rush, but instead of waiting, you take the initiative. You begin with a simple and polite introduction. You say, "Hello, my name is Ahmed." Then you add, "Nice to meet you." These sentences are basic, but they are powerful. They open the conversation in a friendly and respectful way. They also give your mind a clear starting point. The other person responds. Now the conversation moves forward. You do not stop here. You ask a simple question. You say, "Where are you from?" Or you say, "What do you do?" These are natural questions. They are used in real life every day. When you ask questions, you keep the conversation active. You also reduce pressure on yourself because you are not the only one speaking. Now you listen carefully. The other person answers. You focus on the main idea. You do not try to understand every word perfectly. If something is not clear, you respond politely. You say, "Can you say that again?" Or you say, "I did not understand. Please explain." These sentences help you stay in control. They also show that you are interested in the conversation. Now it is your turn to speak again. You give a simple answer about yourself. You say, "I am from Lahore." You say, "I work in an office." You say, "I like reading books." These sentences are easy to form. They are also enough to express your identity. You are not trying to impress. You are trying to connect. And connection is the real goal of conversation. At this stage, many learners face another problem. The conversation becomes slow or stops completely. This happens because they do not know how to continue. You will solve this problem with a simple technique. You ask follow-up questions. If someone says they like sports, you ask, "Which sport do you like?" If someone says they work in a company, you ask, "What is your job?" These small questions keep the conversation alive. They also make you sound natural and interested. Now notice what is happening inside you. Your fear is reducing. Your confidence is increasing. This is because you are not silent anymore. You are participating. You are responding. You are building a real interaction. This is how speaking improves. Not by memorizing, but by using. Let us now focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like name, city, work, job, hobby, interest, meet, and like are very useful. These words help you talk about yourself and understand others. You can use them in many conversations. You can use them every day. When you use these words in real interactions, they become natural for you. Now imagine that the conversation is coming to an end. You close it politely. You say, "It was nice talking to you." You say, "See you again." These sentences complete the interaction in a positive way. They leave a good impression. They also make you feel satisfied because you handled the conversation from start to finish. Take a moment to reflect on this experience. You started with hesitation. You were not sure how to begin, but then you spoke. You asked questions. You listened. You responded. This is a complete conversation, and you managed it with simple English. This is a strong step in your journey. Let me speak directly to you now. You do not need perfect English to talk to people. You need simple words and a clear intention. People do not expect you to speak like a native speaker. They expect you to communicate. When you speak honestly and clearly, people understand you. And when people understand you, your confidence grows. This chapter is teaching you more than conversation. It is teaching you how to connect. It is teaching you how to stay present. It is teaching you how to express yourself without fear. These are important skills, and once you build them, your English becomes part of your life. So remember this clearly. Start with a simple introduction. Ask easy questions. Listen with focus. Respond with clarity. This is how real conversations work. This is how confidence grows. And this is how you move from silence to connection, one conversation at a time. Right. Chapter 7. Restaurant Speaking Practice. A common social situation now becomes your learning ground. And this is where many learners feel both excited and nervous at the same time. Because a restaurant is a place where real interaction happens in a calm but public setting. You are not alone. You are not hidden. You are expected to speak, listen, and respond. This creates a natural pressure, and that pressure can either stop you or strengthen you. Today, you will use this situation to strengthen your English in a practical and confident way. You enter the restaurant and look around. The environment feels organized and comfortable. People are sitting, talking, and enjoying their meals. A waiter approaches you and asks a simple question. The moment feels important because this is where your response begins the interaction. Instead of feeling confused, you stay calm and answer with a clear sentence. You say, "I need a table for one," or you say, "A table for two, please." These sentences are simple and natural. They help you start the conversation without stress. You sit down and receive the menu. Now another common challenge appears. You see many food items, and some words may be unfamiliar. Your mind may feel uncertain, but instead of feeling stuck, you focus on what you understand. You read slowly. You recognize familiar words. You make a simple decision. When the waiter comes back, you speak clearly. You say, "I would like to order this." You can also say, "I want this dish." These sentences are enough to express your choice. Now let us take this one step further. You may want to ask questions about the food. You say, "Is this spicy?" You say, "What do you recommend?" You say, "Does this have chicken?" These questions are very useful in real life. They help you understand better. They also show that you are actively involved in the conversation. When you ask questions, your confidence grows because you are not just responding, you are leading the interaction. The waiter replies and you listen carefully. You focus on the main idea. You do not try to understand every word. If something is not clear, you stay calm and ask again. You say, "Please repeat," or you say, "Can you explain that?" These sentences help you manage the conversation without pressure. They keep you in control. They also make the interaction smoother. Now your food arrives. The waiter may ask if everything is fine. This is another chance to speak. You say, "Yes, everything is good," or you say, "The food tastes nice." These responses are simple, but they are meaningful. They help you continue the interaction naturally. You are not forcing language. You are using it in a real situation. At this stage, your mind may feel more relaxed. The fear that was present at the beginning becomes smaller. This is because you are actively using English. You are speaking in a natural environment. You are building real confidence. This kind of practice is very powerful because it connects language with experience. Now let us focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like menu, order, dish, water, bill, taste, spicy, and waiter are very useful. These words appear in almost every restaurant conversation. When you use them in real life, they become part of your active vocabulary. You remember them easily because you have experienced them. Now the meal is finished. You need to complete the interaction. You say, "Can I have the bill, please?" You say, "I will pay now." These sentences help you close the conversation confidently. You are not confused. You are not silent. You are completing the full cycle of communication from beginning to end. Take a moment to reflect on this experience. You entered the restaurant with some hesitation. You faced small challenges. You spoke simple sentences. You asked questions. You responded clearly. This is real progress. This is how fluency develops in practical situations. Let me speak directly to you now. You do not need advanced English to handle daily situations like this. You need simple words. You need clear sentences. You need the courage to speak. When you combine these three things, your communication becomes effective. Your confidence becomes real. This chapter is not only about ordering food. It is about using English in a relaxed social setting. It is about learning how to stay calm and communicate naturally. It is about turning everyday situations into learning opportunities. When you start doing this regularly, your English becomes a part of your life, not a buffet. So remember this clearly. Use simple sentences. Ask questions when needed. Listen without fear. Speak with confidence. This is how you build real speaking skills. This is how you grow step by step. And this is how you turn every small situation into a powerful learning experience. Chapter 8. Simple Job Interview Talk. A slightly more serious situation now enters your journey. The environment feels formal. The expectations feel higher. A job interview often creates pressure because you feel that your words will be judged. Many learners feel nervous even before they speak. Their mind starts to doubt. Their confidence becomes weak. But this situation is not about perfect English. It is about clear communication and calm thinking. You sit in front of the interviewer. The room is quiet. The person looks at you and waits. This moment may feel heavy. Your thoughts may become fast, but you slow yourself down. You take a calm breath. You remind yourself that simple English is enough. You begin with a polite greeting. You say, "Good morning." You say, "Nice to meet you." These sentences are clear and respectful. They help you start with control. The interviewer asks a common question. They may ask about your name. They may ask about your background. You respond with simple and direct sentences. You say, "My name is Ali." You say, "I am from Islamabad." You say, "I completed my studies recently." These sentences are not complicated, but they are complete. They give the information clearly. This is what matters in a real interview. Now another question comes. The interviewer may ask about your experience. You may feel unsure if you do not have much experience. This is where many learners become silent. But you do not stay silent. You answer honestly. You say, "I do not have experience, but I am ready to learn." You say, "I am hardworking, and I want to improve." These sentences show confidence. They show honesty. And these qualities are important. The conversation continues. The interviewer may ask about your skills. You keep your answer simple. You say, "I can communicate clearly." You say, "I can work with a team." You say, "I am learning new skills every day." These answers are easy to understand. They show your ability. You do not need advanced vocabulary to express these ideas. At this stage, your mind may still feel some pressure. You may think that your English is not perfect, but understand this clearly. Interviews are not only about language, they are about attitude. They are about clarity. When you speak calmly and answer honestly, you create a strong impression. Now let us focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like job, interview, experience, skill, learn, work, and improve are very useful. These words appear in many professional conversations. When you use them in real situations, they become natural for you. You do not need many difficult words. You need useful words that you can use with confidence. Now imagine that the interview is ending. You respond politely. You say, "Thank you for your time." You say, "It was nice meeting you." These sentences close the conversation in a professional way. They leave a positive impression. They also make you feel satisfied because you handled the situation with confidence. Take a moment to think about this experience. You entered with nervous thoughts. You expected difficulty. But you spoke. You answered. You stayed calm. This is a strong step forward. This shows that you can handle formal situations with simple English. Let me speak directly to you now. You do not need perfect grammar to succeed in an interview. You need clear ideas and confident delivery. When your message is simple and honest, people understand you. When people understand you, your confidence grows. This chapter is teaching you more than interview language. It is teaching you how to stay composed in serious situations. It is teaching you how to express yourself without fear. It is teaching you how to believe in your ability. So remember this clearly. Speak simply. Answer honestly. Stay calm. This is the smart way to handle a job interview. This is how you build real confidence. And this is how you move closer to your goals, step by step. Chapter 9. Talking about your day. This part of your journey brings English closer to your daily life. The situation is simple. The impact is powerful. When you learn to talk about your own day, your English becomes natural and continuous. Many learners know words, but they cannot connect them into real speech. They speak one sentence and then stop. They forget what to say next. This is not a lack of knowledge. This is a lack of flow. Today, you will build that flow, step by step. You start with your morning. You say, I wake up at 7. Then you add one more idea. You say, I brush my teeth and get ready. Now your speech has movement. It is not just one sentence, it is a sequence. This is how real speaking works. You continue with simple actions. You say, I have breakfast. You say, I leave my home. Each sentence is clear. Each sentence connects with the next one. You are building a chain of thoughts. Now your mind may try to slow you down. It may tell you that your sentences are too basic. But this is where many learners make a mistake. They try to jump to complex language too early. That breaks their flow. You will not do that. You will stay with simple sentences and connect them smoothly. This creates confidence. This creates rhythm. And rhythm is very important in speaking. You move to the next part of your day. You say, I go to work. Or you say, I go to school. Then you describe what you do there. You say, I study different subjects. Or you say, I complete my tasks. You can also add small details. You say, I talk to my friends. You say, I learn new things. These details make your speech more interesting. They also help you practice more vocabulary. At this stage, your speaking becomes stronger. You are not stopping after one idea. You are continuing. You are connecting. This is the real skill. Many learners stop because they think too much. You are moving forward because you are expressing what you already know. Now you talk about your afternoon or evening. You say, I come back home. You say, I feel tired but relaxed. You say, I watch something or read a book. These sentences are part of your real life. That is why they feel easy. When you speak about your own routine, your brain supports you. You are not creating something new. You are describing what you already experience. Let us now focus on an important improvement. You begin to connect your sentences with simple linking words. You say, after that, I have lunch. You say, then I go outside. You say, in the evening, I relax. These words help your speech flow smoothly. They make your sentences sound natural. They also help you speak for a longer time without stopping. Now think about vocabulary in this situation. Words like wake up, eat, go, work, study, relax, and sleep are very useful. These are daily action words. You use them again and again. This repetition builds strong memory. You do not need rare words. You need useful words that match your life. At this moment, Something important changes inside you. You feel that you can speak for a longer time. You feel that your ideas are connected. This is a big improvement. Because fluency is not about big words. Fluency is about continuous expression. And now you are building that ability. Take a moment and reflect on your progress. You started with short sentences. Now you are creating a full description of your day. This is not a small step. This is a strong transformation. And this transformation will grow if you practice daily. Let me speak directly to you. Your life is your best teacher. Your routine is your best content. You do not need to search for topics. You already have them. When you speak about your day, you remove pressure. You remove fear. You build natural confidence. This chapter is teaching you how to turn your daily routine into English practice. It is teaching you how to connect ideas. It is teaching you how to speak without stopping. These skills are essential for real communication. So remember this clearly. Start simple. Add small details. Connect your ideas. This is how you build flow. This is how you build confidence. And this is how you make English a part of your everyday life. Chapter 10. Handling real-life problems. This final stage of your journey brings you face to face with situations that are not planned. Life does not always give you time to prepare. Problems appear suddenly. You may lose something. You may need urgent help. You may feel confused in an unfamiliar place. In these moments, your English is not just a skill, it becomes your support. It becomes your tool to stay calm and take action. Imagine that you are in a new place and you cannot find your way. Your phone is not working. You feel a little stressed. Your mind starts to panic. But instead of staying silent, you take control of yourself. You breathe slowly. You focus your thoughts. Then you speak with a clear purpose. You say, "Excuse me, I need help." This sentence is simple, but it opens the situation. It allows you to move forward. Now you explain your problem. You say, "I am lost." Or you say, "I cannot find this place." These sentences are short, but they carry strong meaning. They help the other person understand your situation quickly. You do not try to use difficult words. You use clear words. This is the smart way to communicate in a problem. The person listens and responds. You pay attention to the main idea. You do not try to understand every detail. If something is not clear, you ask again. You say, "Please explain again." You say, "Can you show me?" These questions help you stay active in the conversation. They also give you more clarity. Now imagine another situation. You lose something important. Maybe it is your bag. Maybe it is your phone. The feeling becomes stronger, but your response remains calm. You say, "I lost my bag." You say, "I need help." You say, "Where can I report this?" These sentences help you take action. They move you from confusion to solution. At this stage, your mind may still feel pressure, but notice the difference. You are not silent anymore. You are not frozen. You are speaking. You are asking. You are moving forward. This is real confidence. Confidence does not mean no fear. Confidence means action even when fear is present. Let us now focus on the vocabulary of this situation. Words like help, problem, lost, need, find, explain, show, and report are very useful. These words are practical. They help you in many situations. When you use them in real life, they become strong in your memory. Now imagine that your problem is solved. You thank the person. You say, "Thank you for your help." You say, "I really appreciate it." These sentences close the interaction in a positive way. They also give you a feeling of success. You handled a difficult situation using simple English. Take a moment and reflect on your full journey. You started with simple observation. You moved to conversations in daily life. You spoke in markets. You spoke in formal places. You handled phone calls. You connected with people. And now you handled a real problem. This is not just learning. This is transformation. Let me speak directly to you now. You are no longer the person who stays silent. You are no longer the learner who waits for perfect English. You are someone who takes action. You are someone who uses simple language with confidence. And that is the real meaning of fluency. This chapter is not only about solving problems. I remember the Scrage Pagi. It is about trusting yourself in any situation. It is about staying calm when things feel difficult. It is about believing that your English is enough to help you move forward. So remember this clearly. When a problem appears, do not panic. Stay calm. Use simple sentences. Ask for help. This is how you handle real life. This is how you build strong confidence. And this is how you prove to yourself that you are ready. You started this journey with hesitation. You are ending it with confidence. And this is only the beginning of your growth. You started this video with doubt, hesitation, and that familiar silence that always stopped you at the wrong moment. But now you have walked through real-life situations. You have seen what to say, how to respond, and how to stay calm even when your mind feels pressure. This is no longer theory. This is real English that you can use every single day. Remember one thing clearly. You do not need perfect English to speak. You need courage, simple sentences, and consistent action. If you use what you learned today, your confidence will grow faster than you expect, and your silence will slowly disappear. This journey is now in your hands, and your next step matters the most. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video soon.